In the 21st century, overpopulation has become a serious problem for humanity. As a solution, scientists begin preparing to colonize Mars by transforming the planet to be more suitable for humans, a process known as terraforming. Japan makes a breakthrough to change the Martian environment into something Earth-like by using moss to absorb sunlight, create a breathable atmosphere, and increase the surface temperature. They also use cockroaches to spread the moss across Mars, so the environment slowly turns more like Earth. One day in the year 2597, two criminals named Kamachi and Nanao run from the police. After repeatedly trying to escape, they finally get cornered by the police, and a floating vehicle lands in the area. Inside is a professor named Honda, along with his female assistant, who has been targeting Kamachi and Nanao for a special mission. At Honda's base, he explains that the mission is to exterminate the cockroaches on Mars, since they are no longer needed after the terraforming process completes. Because Kamachi and Nanao have been sentenced to death for a murder case, the professor offers to erase their punishment if they agree to take on this mission, and there's a massive amount of money waiting for them. At first, Kamachi refuses, not trusting the professor. But after seeing Nanao agree to go so they can gain freedom, Kamachi finally agrees too. 2 years pass after their training period. Now they are aboard a spaceship called Bugs 2, headed to Mars, joining others selected for the mission. They learn that the participants include a former cop, a computer hacker, a serial killer, and even a terrorist. This makes Kamachi and Nanao doubt the success of the mission, considering how many of them are ex-criminals. The extermination mission is led by a man named Dojima, assisted by his second-in-command Mina. They announce that they are now entering Mars' atmosphere. Upon arriving, they see that the terraforming has succeeded, with vast grassy plains covering the surface. They begin their mission by launching roach-neutralizing missiles containing anti-roach spray, which is released in all directions. Then, Dojima orders the team to scout the area, dividing them into 4 groups of 2 people each. As for Dojima himself, he has a task to locate the Bugs 1 spacecraft left behind on Mars 10 years ago, a secret Japanese project. He reports this to Honda, but Honda casually asks what he thinks about his stylish outfit, leaving Dojima speechless. Back to the team, one group consisting of Jen and Maria believes the cockroaches are dead, hiding in the moss. But after inspecting the moss, they find no cockroaches inside, which confuses them. Moments later, they see a group of strange human-like creatures and decide to hide. Meanwhile, Kamachi and Nanao get spotted by one of the creatures. Confused on what to do, Kamachi tries to greet it, but the creature suddenly runs toward Nanao and instantly kills her. Kamachi is shocked, and the creature quickly runs away. Not long after, Jen and Maria arrive and inform Kamachi that a female member named Asuka also got killed by some of the creatures. Because of this, they decide to retreat and protest to Dojima about the unexpected danger of the mission. It turns out, the creatures they encounter are cockroaches, but they have evolved into humanoid forms. Dojima explains that at first, these cockroaches were considered weak, but it turns out they thrived on Mars, even breeding uncontrollably under cosmic radiation. Honda then appears as a hologram and tells them that if they want the massive reward, they must earn it. He reveals that now it's time for each member to be injected with a special enhancement, DNA from insects that give them powers beyond normal human limits, so they can fight these evolved cockroaches. Dojima shows one of the DNA samples and explains that once the effects wear off, the person returns to normal. But if injected excessively, it may cause death. After all members submit their data to Dojima to determine which insect suits them best, one cockroach comes toward the spaceship. Many still hesitate about the mission, but not Lee, who is ready for anything. He says if they return to Earth now, they'll go back to their same miserable lives. But if they fight and win, they'll earn a better future. Lee then injects the insect's serum and transforms into a beetle, matching the cockroach's strength. While fighting, Lee uses a laser shooting ability, but the cockroach doesn't die. It gets back up, which surprises Lee. Before he can react, the cockroach attacks and kills him. Soon, more cockroaches appear, trying to break into the spaceship. At first, they think the windows are strong enough, but they're not. One cockroach breaks in and kills 2 members immediately. As Kamachi tries to inject his insect serum, Dojima stops him, saying he wants to show how to handle the creature. Dojima then transforms into a bullet ant, capable of lifting 100 times his body weight. He quickly kills the cockroach, which excites the others. But the excitement fades when they see even more cockroaches approaching their ship. Osako asks why the cockroaches want to kill them. Another member replies that the cockroaches feel threatened by humans and are only acting on instinct. They never truly harmed anyone. When they try to launch the ship to return to Earth, they discover a system error, and Mina can't figure out what's wrong. So Dojima volunteers to stay behind as bait while the others go to retrieve the engine from the Bugs 1 spacecraft using a large vehicle to replace Bugs 2's broken engine. The hacker Ichiro offers to stay with Dojima so he won't face the horde alone. Kamachi and the others prepare to leave in the large vehicle, and before they go, Kamachi promises Nanao that he will return. Just before exiting, Kamachi sees something like a thread stuck to Nanao's face but doesn't think much of it. Inside the vehicle, they learn that Tezuka has a skill to speed up the vehicle to outrun the cockroaches. He injects his insect serum and transforms into a bug that can shoot fire, allowing the vehicle to go faster and dodge the cockroaches. Later, they see a massive horde of cockroaches forming something like a tsunami. Tezuka continues spraying fire, allowing them to break through the cockroach wave. They feel happy after breaking through, but their joy stops because a second tsunami approaches them, and this time it's bigger than the first. They think Tezuka can't possibly survive, so Osako and Maria decide to help him by holding off the cockroaches. They manage to break through the tsunami, but unfortunately their vehicle crashes, causing everyone inside to faint. Luckily, the vehicle immediately switches to autopilot mode and continues the journey. Meanwhile, the three members outside lie weak and begin to get surrounded by the cockroaches. Tragically, the three of them no longer have any strength after breaking through the tsunami and experiencing the crash, so Maria, Osako, and Tezuka die by cockroaches. After Kamachi and the others regain consciousness, they realize they have arrived at the Bugs 1 ship. While two male members stand guard outside, Kamachi and the others enter the ship, where they check the system and discover that something is being transmitted to Earth. Not long after, they hear gunfire from outside. Both members on guard have been shot, and it turns out the cockroaches are the ones who do it. Kamachi and the others find out that the weapons come from the Bugs 1 ship, shocking them because it means the cockroaches have evolved to the point of being able to use firearms. But this doesn't make Kamachi give up, and he decides to fight back. He injects his insect serum and transforms into a handsome wasp. With sharp stingers in his hands and deadly poison inside, Kamachi can finish a cockroach with a single strike. Meanwhile, Jin transforms into a flying grasshopper, with cool legs that can kick rapidly. Lastly, Mina also transforms into a grasshopper like Jin, but she attacks using her sharp arms that can slash enemies. At the same time, Honda contacts a cockroach who can apparently speak with him, and it seems the two of them have already planned something. After giving an update on the situation, the cockroach goes to the Bugs 2 ship, where Dojima and Ichiro have already wiped out all the cockroaches that came. Earlier, they struggled to deal with the cockroaches, so they had to empty the oxygen supply in the ship, causing the cockroaches to slowly die from suffocation, but this also affects both of them. After the mysterious cockroach refills the oxygen, Dojima sees the cockroach and asks who it is. The cockroach then splits open its body, revealing Asuka still alive inside, who has transformed into a wasp and used the body of a cockroach to avoid attacks from other cockroaches. She has the ability to inject poison into the cockroach's brain, allowing Asuka to control it like a puppet. Back when she was attacked by the cockroaches, she had already transformed and injected her venom into one, enabling her to use that cockroach to kill its own kind. Although she survives, Asuka's mission isn't to destroy the cockroaches. Honda specifically sends her to retrieve a special cockroach egg and bring it back to Earth. Not only her, Ichiro is also assigned by Honda to cooperate with Asuka, which leads Dojima to conclude that both of them are traitors. So Asuka kills him. After Asuka pours water on the unconscious Ichiro to wake him up, the two of them prepare to bring the egg back to Earth. After Kamachi and the others successfully defeat all the cockroaches, a drone from Bugs 2 arrives with the professor's voice, informing Kamachi's group that thanks to them, he now has data on their insect combat abilities for a secret purpose. This makes them suspect that they have been betrayed by the professor, and the Bugs 2 ship was actually sabotaged by Ichiro. They realize they were tricked into going to Bugs 1 so that Asuka and Ichiro could complete their secret mission of retrieving the egg without interference. The real purpose is to create an army of obedient cockroaches, fused with the combat data of Kamachi and the others, so Japan can have powerful forces even without nuclear weapons. When Ichiro and Asuka prepare for takeoff, they see the egg hatching faster than expected, and 2 cockroaches emerge. Asuka transforms again and injects venom into both cockroaches' brains, but it doesn't work. This proves the 2 cockroaches are more powerful than ordinary ones, and finally, Asuka dies. After the ship takes off, Honda suspects that the 2 cockroaches have evolved beyond what he imagined. So he orders Ichiro to land, not wanting the cockroaches to reach Earth. At that moment, the 2 cockroach bosses call for reinforcements and tell them to unleash something wings, which the cockroaches only now realize they have. The cockroaches fly toward the ship and manage to stop it, causing the ship to crash toward Kamachi and the others. At that moment, Ichiro transforms into his insect form, but the cockroach boss immediately attacks him, making Ichiro faint again. The cockroaches then approach Kamachi and the others, who no longer fear them. They plan to escape using the Bugs 1 ship, after defeating the remaining cockroaches, of course. So the battle begins again, until they notice 2 cockroaches with white marks on their foreheads, a sign that they are the leaders. Kamachi's group fights them, but the bosses can dodge attacks and counter with human-like movements. When Mina tries to slash one of the bosses, it blocks her attack, rips off her arm, and finally, Mina dies after decapitated. Enraged, Jin injects his serum again, making him stronger and faster. Kamachi does the same before they continue the fight. A while later, Jin realizes his power still isn't enough, so he injects the serum again and now grows wings. After battling in the air, his power wears off, so he attempts to inject the serum again, but Kamachi stops him, knowing it might kill him. However, Jin ignores him and injects it not once, but 3 times. Honda sees this and believes Jin will never return to his human form again. With his maximum power, Jin finally defeats one of the cockroach bosses. But afterward, he becomes weak, leaving Kamachi alone to continue fighting and protect Jin. Not long after, the cockroaches stop attacking when they see a silk moth flying overhead. It's Nanao, who has reached her final form. She releases glittering dust over the cockroaches, mesmerizing them. But they don't realize it's actually bomb powder. Kamachi and Jin recognize it, knowing it will also blow up Nanao. Jin believes Nanao has died, but Kamachi refuses to accept it, then flies toward her, and finally, the bomb explodes. Jin pulls Kamachi away from the flames, and he sees Nanao engulfed by the fire. After that heartbreaking moment, Kamachi sees Jin's body still move, and it turns out his body has completely transformed into a grasshopper. Kamachi feels indebted to Jin for his help, which he repays by promising to return to Earth alive for Nanao, and finally, Jin dies. A few moments later, some cockroaches still manage to survive the previous explosion, including the cockroach boss who already looks weak. Because of that, Kamachi fights him with his own hands until he manages to knock him down. But he decides not to kill the cockroach boss and instead enters the Bugs 2 ship. There, he meets Ichiro, who still lives, and who points a gun at him. However, the gun is not for shooting Kamachi, it is for shooting the cockroach behind him that still lives, which shows that Ichiro has decided to cooperate with Kamachi. Because the ship is damaged, they use an escape pod that fits 2 people to return to Earth. They fly back to Earth, and the other cockroaches notice them and want to chase after them. But the cockroach boss tells his troops not to do so, because he has seen the goodness in humans through Kamachi. In the end, Honda and the Japanese government's secret mission fails, with all the evidence now being transmitted to the entire world by Ichiro, evidence that is supposed to remain a secret only for the Japanese government. So Honda decides to disappear from Japanese society and plans to sell the results of this mission to several countries. His assistant sees this as a betrayal of the Japanese government. Because of that, the assistant points his weapon at Honda. It is then revealed that the assistant actually works as a spy for the government to make sure Honda doesn't do anything reckless. But in the end, Honda does go too far, so the assistant shoots him. However, Honda has anticipated this and has already created a protective shield. He counterattacks by throwing a robotic spider that releases poisonous gas, and the assistant dies. Inside the escape pod, Kamachi and Ichiro discuss their plans for the future. The movie ends with Kamachi who plans to build a grave for Nanao and all the fallen members. And finally, they both decide to return to Mars someday. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss the latest recaps. Thanks for watching and wish you good health.